What's your best memory of Trinity as a student?
Well, when I look back on it, I think among my best memories are of living here in the college as a final year student. I lived in House 32 in Botany Bay, and that sense of being part of the college when living in it and studying in it, that's something that I find very memorable. Another thing that I remember was the opportunity to do independent work in final year. I'm a mechanical engineer. We did projects, and these final year projects where you could in this case, make your own equipment and test it, and I found that very interesting. As one of my great memories is this sort of academic freedom to do your own thing under the supervision of a member of staff. I thought that was great. So it's a mix of the academic work and the part of being in a college community, living here as an undergraduate. These things I find I haven't forgotten.
And how have things changed in Trinity since your time as a student?
Well, of course, there have been many changes. I was a student in the 1980s. This building we're in here now, the Long Room Hub building, wasn't built then. The Usher Library, the Sports Hall, Biosciences. There are many new buildings in college. So the physical environment has changed in some respects. But to a considerable extent also, it's stayed the same. I mean, if you come in Front Square, you still have the same vista now as when I first came in to Trinity in September 1983. That wide open expanse of Front Square, and probably hasn't changed in decades or even centuries. And I like to think actually there's a great consistency too in the values that Trinity holds, the values of a liberal education, a kind of a cosmopolitan atmosphere where the university acts really as a big idea space in the centre of the city. So there has been change, but I think what's been most remarkable actually is the consistency with which Trinity has applied its values over the decades.
What's the most interesting thing you've learned about Trinity since starting your term as Provost?
Well, of course, since I was an undergraduate student here, and I came back as a staff member in 1995 and I'm a former Vice Provost, I know a lot about Trinity, so I didn't expect that there would be many surprises, but the surprise of living in I think what was called in some history book I read, the Provost's modest mansion. That was interesting and quite a thrill for myself and my family, actually.
What's your vision for the college over the next 10 years?
Well, my vision for the college is of a university fully engaged in Irish society, a university that is appreciated for the role that it plays for Ireland on the world stage. Ireland needs a top-ranking, top-tier university, and in Trinity College it has that, but we can achieve so much more if we can find a way to put the college on the kind of financial footing that allows us to compete with the best universities around the world.
Have you any message for the alumni of Trinity?
For the alumni, my message is stay engaged with the college. Alumni are part of the Trinity community. My message to alumni would be Trinity is here for you, and in fact, Trinity needs you. Trinity needs the support of its extended community of alumni. And I want to see, over my term as Provost, that relationship with alumni be extended and deepened, so as it can be beneficial for both the college and the alumni.
And finally, any words of advice for our alumni?
Well, I mean, I'd be advising here now many of my fellow students who were here when I was a student, and I don't know if I have any direct advice to give them, only that we do need your support. Feel that you are part of the extended Trinity community, because we need actually your support to ensure that the students that are currently here continue to have the experience I've just described. We can't rely solely on state funding. We need to broaden our connections with alumni, so as alumni, as our main ambassadors, can continue to support Trinity into the future.
That's all our questions for today. I'd like to thank the Provost for joining us, and we look forward to talking to him with your questions in the future.